Hello, beautiful people of the internet. Welcome back to another episode of Been There, Done That. I'm your host, Bean, aka Keegan, and it has been I wouldn't even say a long time. It's been, 2 weeks now? I didn't post last week, but I did post two vlog videos, so if you haven't watched those, definitely go check them out. But I'm here. Hi. How are you doing today? I am feeling great, I think. I don't know. Um, it's kind of just been a day, I guess. School is kind of getting to me. I'm kind of over it. um, I guess that's what second semester of junior year will do to you. I am ready for school to be done. I'm over it. I'm tired of work, and I feel like work is just piling up constantly. So that's about where I'm at right now. And yeah, we are nearing the end of cheer season, and that's a whole nother thing in itself. I'm very sad but also glad because I feel like I just need like a mental reset with just junior year, and then obviously cheer has just been like, I feel like a lot this year compared to my past years. Maybe I'm just crazy, but I don't know. I just feel like life has felt really chaotic recently and really overwhelming in a good and bad way. Like I'm glad that it's been overwhelming because I know that I'm actually doing something with my life and I'm actually like living my life. I would rather it be chaotic than it be boring and unfulfilled. Um, because yeah, it's chaotic, but it's things that I love and things that I find comfort and passion in. So I think I'm okay with it being chaotic. Um, but it can get a lot, and it can be a lot for literally anybody. I mean, you can literally just have one test during the school day and it can be overwhelming, or you can have a test every single day of the week and practice every single day and a bunch of homework piled up, and that can be chaotic. It's different levels for everybody, and maybe um, other people don't feel the same that I do with just feeling overwhelmed, but um, I'm overwhelmed, but also I'm not. I think I'm just kind of overworked. I don't want to say overwhelmed. I would just say overworked, I feel like. But, like I said, it's in a good way because I'm happy and that's good. Yeah. I feel like there's been a lot of cheer recently, which we haven't had practice because people have been sick, but I'm glad that I've had a lot with cheer because I love cheer, so it's okay. And yeah, I don't know. Life just gets crazy. It's always this time of year. It's always the winter, and like it always does, especially like January and February is so bad. I feel like January took 5 years and not 31 days. I feel like it was literally 5 years long. It was so I just feel like it never ended. And now we're already on February 19th. Like February is going so quick, but that means we are closer to prom, which I'm so excited for. I haven't gone dress shopping yet, but hopefully we'll be doing soon because prom is April 26th and that is now almost 2 months away. So, yeah, I love school dances so much. Um Again, they're stressful, but I just people have mixed emotions. I feel like you either love school dances or you hate them. I feel like there's kind of not really an in between, but I love like going dress shopping and getting ready for it and just making plans with all my friends, and I love dances or dancing like what are those what would that even be called? Like like flex and like the cupid shuffle. I don't know what those kinds of dances are called, but those kinds of dances, you know what I'm saying? I love those. So, I don't know. I love dances, and yeah. I just got a text message. Hello. It was just my dad. We're all good. um Nothing serious. But I do have some good news. Oh no, I put it away. Anyways, last week I finished In 5 Years. I finally read it, even though I bought it like a month ago. Um, Let me tell you, I loved this book. I at first it kind of felt a little slow. Oh my gosh, what is on my book? I don't even know. But it kind of felt a little slow at first, and I was just kind of, I don't know, like not bored, but I was just like, okay, like what's happening? And then towards like the middle and end, it was really, really, really fast pace. And hold on, sorry, Scarlett was texting me. But towards the end, like it was really, really fast paced, and I kind of didn't like how fast paced it was at the end. I just feel like everything was really, really, really rushed, and like every chapter, it was just like I don't know. But I do think this book was really good. If you do read this book, do not go into it thinking it's going to be a romance. I feel like at first it seems like it's gonna be a romance, but as you get into the book, you'll realize it's not. I mean, yes, there's romance in it, but it's not centered around the romance aspect. It's really about the friendship and the bond that Danny and Bella have. Like it's really about that. So, if you do end up reading this book, I do recommend. I really do recommend. I would say like 4 out of 5 stars, maybe 3.8 out of 5 stars. At first I said it was 5 out of 5, and then I kind of re I kind of changed how I felt about it, just because like the beginning I feel like was kind of slow, and I feel like I just think certain chapters and certain scenes out of this book could have been described better, or could have been explained more, or there could have been more to it, and there just wasn't. So I don't know. That's just my personal opinion. That doesn't mean anything. But I really do like this because I do like the friendship, like aspect being the main center of it. It was really good. It had me tearing up a few times. So yeah, I don't know. I was just like constantly, which I feel like I said this about my last book too, but I was constantly like, oh my gosh, like what? Okay, this happened. Yay. And then, oh my gosh, wait, no, this happened. Like it was just, I don't know. But I do really like this book. It's In 5 Years by Rebecca Surley. I don't know how to say her last name, but I do like this book, and I think it's really good. And she has another book that my teacher was telling me about that she goes, I think it's a different girl. Maybe it's not. I don't know. But she goes in the past and becomes like best friends with her mom when she was her age. Which I do kind of actually want to read, because I feel like that'd be good too. So it's seeming like this author does not do a lot with like romance-centered novels. I could be wrong. Novels. I guess novel story. I don't know why I said that. But I don't know. I did like this book. I think it's really good. And it kind of just the end like clears up a lot of confusion, because I feel like when I was reading it, I was like the first like 4 or 5 chapters, I'm like, what is happening? I was like, where are we? Because it's obviously called In 5 Years. And I'm pretty sure it tells you on the back that, yeah, that she goes 5 years in the future. I was just kind of confused, because she goes in 5 years in the future, and then she goes back to present day, and then the actual story time jumps to 5 years later. So I was just confused at first, but I think we got it now. Well, once it went on, I understood. But I was just like, I had to reread the chapters a couple of times because I was really confused where we were in time. But this story is actually like, once it gets past all of the whatever, the main, it ends up like the story is set in 2025, which is, yeah, I don't know. But like I said, I do like this book. I think it's really good. Yeah, I do recommend. But I started yesterday the 7-Year Slip. Hayden, one of my friends, Hayden, was really, really strongly recommended this book to me. And then I think she talked about it on her TikTok or somewhere. She talked about it somewhere. But really recommended it. My teacher said that she bought it because Hayden convinced her to. So far, I'm liking it. Let me just say, I'm sorry I'm also like starting every podcast talking about books, but I just feel like I kind of have to, like, especially when I'm finishing a book or starting a book. Gotta keep you guys updated, I guess. I actually despise starting books. I hate starting books so much. From the 2 that I've read, and now this one that I'm reading, I hate starting books. Like when I finished that one, I did not immediately start this. Like I finished that book on Friday and I started this yesterday, which was Tuesday. I didn't even want to attempt to start it for no reason other than I just don't want to read the backstory. I'm like, bro, I'm bored. But I'm on chapter 7 now. And it's not like slow anymore. It's not like the backstory of everything. So I feel like even though I hate starting books, I feel like the beginning of this wasn't even really that boring. So I don't know. But yeah, it's also just a pretty book. It's also, I'm realizing when I was reading it, because the main girl's name is Clementine, and this is a bright orange, which I'm assuming is because of that. So this print is crooked, I think. The print, maybe not, maybe I'm crazy. I don't know, but book's so good, or good so far. And yeah, I guess the next being there done that, I'll probably be updating you guys when I'm done with the book. I think next I'm gonna read The Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo. My teacher is like almost done with that book now. And she said it was pretty good, but she's read better by that author, by Taylor. I can't read what the last name is. So I'm kind of scared. I feel like I'm not gonna like the book. I'm really scared to read it, but if not, I'm gonna read Out on a Limb, I think. I don't know. Guess we'll find out the next being there done that. Stay tuned next week for more. I have little sticky notes on my computer because I was in class today and I was so bored that I started writing podcast topic ideas. That's how committed I am to this channel. I'm thinking about you guys in government. So, in government class. Also, our heat just kicked on, so if you hear that, I'm sorry. So, yeah. So, something that I think, my teacher had said this to me, like a week ago, 2 weeks ago. He was like, I feel like you kind of lost yourself, last year. Maybe he didn't say lose yourself. I don't remember exactly how he worded it, but along the lines of, I feel like you kind of lost yourself last year, like sophomore year, and you're slowly now starting to like find yourself and gain yourself back. And I feel like that's really true. I feel like last year I kind of lost, not really myself, but more so just like what I want in life and how I view life, and I guess how I view everyday things. I feel like I kind of just used to view life as like a chore, like everyday things were like a chore, and maybe the last 2 years, I guess, but I don't know, I feel like everything seemed optional in a way that, like, no. Like, that sounds weird, but I don't know how to explain it. Something, I don't know what clicked up in this noggin, but really over the summer of 2024, I feel like this hair is longer than the other side and it's really bothering me because I can see it. I feel like over the summer of 2024, I kind of got myself back and got what I got my values, I guess. That sounds so weird because it sounds just like I don't know, but I kind of just got my perspective on things in life and this, that, and the other, whatever you want to even say, just everything kind of flipped. And I really started to appreciate things more and appreciate life more in my everyday, and just things that I used to underappreciate or not appreciate at all. And it's really comforting to know that, like, I'm in that place, because I feel like I've always been told this too, but I feel like I'm very, not in every aspect, but I feel like in some aspects I have always kind of been more mature. I guess just on my way of thinking and just how I handle things sometimes. obviously I'm not perfect. I am still a teenager. Like, I'm gonna react as a teenager or act as a teenager, like, whatever. But even when I was, like, a preteen or, like, in elementary school, I feel like people, like, adults always told me, like, you just seem mature for your age. Like, I have always heard that, which I guess is a compliment. I don't really know. Thank you, I guess. I don't really know. And I don't really know why that is. I guess because I kind of feel like I kind of had to be from a young age, just from like how my life has been and things that I've had to go through and adversity that I've had to overcome. Like, I just feel like I kind of had to mature earlier on and like hold myself to a higher standard from earlier on, because the people that I was, well, I guess not the people that I was surrounded with, but people that I was surrounded with and still am surrounded by, and that were big parts in my life and are a big part in my life, always kind of acted immaturely. I'm not going to be like specific what I'm talking about, but if you know me personally, then I'm sure you can kind of guess what I'm talking about. But I don't know, I just feel like from my childhood and, you know, whatever, that I was kind of in a situation where I'm trying not to like be specific about it because I don't want to like call anybody out, but just somebody that is a big role in my life and people that are big parts in my life kind of just, I feel like, always acted immaturely and acted not mature. That's the same thing. I'm repeating myself, but whoa, I just kicked a Valentine's Day bag. But I just feel like that kind of rubbed off onto me in a way that like I saw how not to act, and I kind of just took that and internalized it, and now I feel like I handle situations differently than other kids my age might not handle them. And like I said, I'm not perfect. I don't handle every situation perfectly. I'm not saying that. And I handle situations immaturely. But I don't know. I just feel like in the last few years I've kind of grown into my maturity, if that makes sense. I feel like I've like the minds like the I'm saying so many things at once, and I'm trying to like hello. The maturity level that I've had my whole life, I feel like I'm growing into it now, and it's really becoming useful in my life currently, and like within the last like year or two. I feel like when I was younger, like the maturity level that I tried to have or tried to give myself or like hold myself to, I didn't really need it then, because like, yeah, I was going through things, but also, can we go get glue to make slime? Like, that there was nothing really in my life at that point other than like there was, but the just like my life, like relationships and friendships and school and responsibility was not a thing that I really needed when I was 12 years old or 10 years old. But now, and like I kind of just had the mindset, but I never really needed to use it for anything because I was in 5th grade, like whatever. But now I feel like I'm really growing into that maturity. And now when I'm in situations with relationships, with friendships, with school, with responsibility, I'm really using my past experience or just past, I wouldn't even say experience, but I'm really just able to use what I have and what I know, and it's actually becoming useful now, and I'm not like too mature for my age. I feel like I'm really just mature. Does that make sense? That was a long ramble, but I feel like that kind of makes sense. And so, with all that being said, let's draw this back to what I was saying originally. I just feel like I've now taken myself out of, and using that maturity to like take myself out of situations that don't do me any good, that don't benefit me, that only do harm for me. And removing myself from people that, have really only caused harm in my life. Um, and it's been good for me, and it's helped me kind of grow into who I am and really come back to who I have always been, because I just feel like I kind of lost myself because of family issues that I was going through that I didn't remove myself from. I just stayed in that situation because I didn't know what to do, and I could only do with what I had. And just relationships in any sort, which is like romantic, friendship, myself, like any kind of relationships, I would just keep myself surrounded in these issues and in these problems and let it build up over time because I didn't know how to properly handle it and how to remove myself from it. And so it was just constantly damaging me. And a big one was a relationship with myself, like a relationship with me, how I felt about myself, which is also another topic I have written on these sticky notes. But I didn't know what to do with it. And now slowly over the last, I feel like really year and a half, I've really understood what is good for me and what I want to have in my life and what I need to have in my life and who I need to have in my life. I don't know why I said that like that, but and I've just grown into my maturity and grown into myself and really found myself. And I know it's going to continue to happen. I'm only in high school. I know that once I graduate, I'm really going to discover who I am, what I want, that whole thing, because I feel like that just happens to everyone out of high school. But for now, I think I've really come to terms with me and what I want and what I need and what's good for me. And it's really peaceful and comforting to know that. Yeah, I don't know. It feels good, and I'm really happy with how my life is right now. I'm surrounded by people that love me and appreciate everything that I do, in any sense, that support me, that really value me. And I think I'm really not starting to, but I'm really valuing myself as well, and gaining respect for myself. I think that's a major thing that comes with my growing into my maturity, is gaining respect for myself, because for so many years I didn't have respect for myself or love for myself, and I let myself get to these places where it was just dark, and it was just not to get like super deep and dark on this podcast, because I don't know, but it's okay because these are things we need to talk about. But just getting to the places where like I didn't like, it's not even that I didn't love myself, it was just I didn't like myself. I didn't like me. I didn't like who I was. And not even just like, yes, my body and how I looked and my face and everything and the other, but not even just that. I didn't like my brain. I didn't like how I handled things. I didn't like who I was becoming. And I'm not even, like, I know that I'm not even, like, a bad person, and I never was, but it's just, I didn't like the version of myself that I was turning into. And so, I don't know what clicked. I don't know what changed. I don't know if it was just growing up, maturing even more. I don't know what it was, but for whatever reason, this summer, I really got myself together, and I'm really grateful for that. and I don't even know, like I said, I don't even know what caused it. Nothing even like changed in my life, but I've distanced myself from people that don't benefit me or don't, you know, people that like hurt me. Um and one of the people that, or some of the people, I guess, that have hurt me that are still in my life are people that I can never fully get away from because I just can't. And that's okay. But I'm not going to give them my time of day, or give them my energy, or, damage myself because they don't know who they are. And these are people that are adults. These are people that are adults in my life that you would think I would learn from in a good way, in a way that, like, I would learn how to be a good person, or how to, I don't even know how to, I don't know how to grow up, I guess. That sounds weird, but um actually what I've learned from them is what not to do, and how not to treat people, and how not to treat myself, and how not to, I don't even want to say that because that's just gonna give away exactly who I'm talking about, but I don't know, and it sucks because this person I want to be around and I want to have, like, close in my life, but gosh, for my own sanity, I can't. Like, I just, and they're still in my life and still around sometimes. But I think just what has come with me growing into myself and maturing has also just been, I have a voice and I have control over my own life. And just because we've been close for years, or just because we're related, or just because you live in my town, like, that doesn't mean that I have to keep you in my life, or keep you safe, or keep you close, because you don't do the same for me, to be really honest. And that was my bigger issue, my big issue too, with not loving myself, is putting people before me, I guess, kind of in a way that, like, oh no, sorry, I had to answer the trio because I got a text message. But I don't know, that seems like a long ramble, and I don't know if you're bored. I'm so sorry if you are, but also I feel like it's just been needing to be said, because I feel like this person constantly, like I don't know how to explain it, because I'm trying to be as vague as possible, but I don't know. I'm just not going to go the extra mile for someone that can't go the extra mile for me, because I've been begging this person to go the extra mile for me for years upon years, and they haven't, and they never will. And I'm just coming to terms with that and accepting that. And it sucks, because I shouldn't have to go the extra mile for this person. They should be going the extra mile for me. They should be going the extra 5 miles for me, actually. But oh my god, I'm gonna start crying. Holy crap. yeah, I'm gonna start crying. Whoa. Sorry. I didn't think I was gonna get emotional talking about this, but I mean, I guess it's bound to happen. Um, yeah. It just sucks when you feel like you have to be the adult in a situation that you're not the adult in. It really sucks. And this last year and a half, I've had to learn that the hard way. My whole life, I've had to learn that the hard way because I think that's where me maturing early on and maturing so much for my age has come from, is just having to be or feel like I have to be the adult in a situation that I'm not the adult in. And I just want the adult to act like an adult because I'm not the adult. And yeah, I don't know. But I'm coming to terms with it and it's okay. I'm crying, but it's okay. And I'm coming to terms with. I'm gonna reel this back in because if not, I'm just gonna sob. Um, but I like where I am now. And I really love the person that I am becoming. And I'm really proud of myself for the person that I'm becoming. Because it took a long time to get here. And it took a lot to get here. And it took me going through a lot to get here, unfortunately. But me 2.5 years ago, 3 years ago, didn't think that I was going to get here. In a sense that I guess I'm not even gonna explain that. Take that as you will. I didn't think that I was going to get here. So, and I guess another thing that I had that I wanted to talk about. Really, not even recently, but I have really come, not even, okay, I've obviously come to terms with myself, but it took a while. Whoa. Sorry, I don't know what just happened, but I really struggled with my self-esteem, and that I feel like that ties into just me turning into the person that I am right now. But I really struggled with my self-esteem and my body image, which I feel like I talk about so often, but it's just because people don't talk about it. And then people feel alone, or they feel stupid, or they feel like they're dramatic or whatever. And although I know I didn't struggle like as bad as a lot of people have, I did still struggle. And I think people need to realize that. Not like me, but like everybody needs to realize that about themselves. Like they might think that what they're going through is like minor or stupid or it's not as bad as somebody else, but like you are still struggling. You are still going through something. It doesn't matter how big or small it seems. You are still going through something, and your feelings and what you're going through are completely valid and so important. And don't ever feel stupid for feeling a certain way in a situation at all, ever. Even if there is no situation and you just feel something, don't ever feel stupid for it. Don't ever dismiss how you feel, or don't ever ignore it. Like, talk about it. Make it not normalized, but like normal, and like prioritize how you feel. But I really just struggled with being happy in my own body and in my own skin and with how I looked. And I feel like a lot of girls and teenage girls, especially in today's society, go through that. And there was nothing that really like caused it. It kind of just happened. And I'm not saying that I necessarily went through like an eating disorder. I definitely didn't eat like I should have, but I'm not going to sit here and say that I had an eating disorder, because I feel like that just sounds extreme, and what I was going through was not that extreme. But um it definitely got to a point where there were comments made about how small I was getting. Um, I remember being told one time, um, I was told once, I think I was wearing a crop top or something, and I was told, I can see your ribs. And before then, it never really clicked that like what I was going through was extreme or like really damaging. But I feel like once that comment was made, it like really clicked, and um it really set something off in my brain. Like nothing like changed, I guess, but it really just like made me think. Yeah. When you're told I can see your ribs, it's not the most comforting thing. Um it's not the most comforting feeling in the world. But and it's funny too, because I'll talk about it now. And one of my close friends a few months back had said, I didn't even know that you like went through any of that. I didn't know that like, you like that had even happened to you. And I was like, yeah, that's kind of the point. That's kind of the point. You're not supposed to know, unfortunately. Um, and I just remember it being such a dark time in my life, and just never feeling pretty without makeup, never feeling like I was good enough with looks, but also just with like my personality and with my grades, and um with just life. I felt like I had to be like to a T perfect, and I'm not, and I wasn't. And I just held myself to such a high standard, but in a not good way. Now I hold myself to a higher standard and think that, or know that I can be, I don't know how I want to word that, but like, I know now that, hold. Okay, so I don't even remember what I was talking about. I now have my little sister sitting on my bed watching YouTube, so if you hear some background noise, that's why. I also just got off the phone with Courtney, so it's been like 20 minutes, 30 minutes since I paused the recording, and I kind of don't remember what I was talking about, but I think kind of the basic idea. Um, I struggled a lot with body image and body issues and eating and not wanting to eat, and constantly looking at the labels and the calories on food packages and what I was eating and how much I was consuming and how often I was eating, and it just she's eating a sucker. It constantly was just in my brain all the time, and it wasn't healthy, it wasn't good, and it really took over my life, honestly. I think I stressed more about how many calories I was consuming than I did my schoolwork, or um, my mental health, obviously, or, whatever. And I say right now, like, it's whatever. Sorry, I thought she was going to cry because she stopped her video. Um, Whoa. But I don't know. It was just something that I went through, and I'm here now, and now I know that food is fuel for my body, and Although I still definitely do not have the best eating habits. I don't not eat because I don't want to, because I want to be skinny, or because I don't want to, overdo my calorie limit for the day. I don't, if I don't eat, I just don't eat. There's no like reasoning behind it. So I definitely have changed my mindset on that, and just knowing that I am a human being. My body is a vessel, right? Yeah. And I need to keep it healthy and fuel it. And um, food is good and good for you, obviously. And you can eat whatever you want. Those videos, they're like, I don't know. I don't know. Those videos are weird. Anyways, um, but like mentally, I just have changed a lot, and just appreciating life more, and appreciating food and my body, and being comfortable with where I am now and how I look. And if I look a certain way one day and then a different day, then it's okay. And my body is constantly changing, and I have to accept that and be okay with that, because I'm a growing human and my body's going to change. And um, yeah, that we're all perfect the way we are, and we don't need to try and alter our body or try and change how we are for any reason, for anybody, and for any reason. And yeah, I've had to learn it the hard way, but I've had to learn a lot of things the hard way, it seems, which might not be the best, but it's made me who I am today, and as strong as I am today. So I'm okay with it. And I think now I'm stronger than I have ever been, like mentally, not like physically, clearly not physically. But mentally, I think I'm the strongest and best version of myself that I've ever been, and it's really good. And I know I'm talking about this for like 30 minutes now, but it's because I feel so strongly about it, and I love life now, and I want to live, and I can't wait to wake up tomorrow. And although I complain about school, I can't wait to go to school. I feel privileged that I get to go to school. I really am thankful that I get to go and learn, and even though I don't really know what's going on at school right now, it just I'm just appreciating every little thing. I used to dread like going to school every day and practice, and I just wanted to like be in my room by myself. And although I still do that, because I do prioritize and like my alone time, obviously, as everybody should and everybody I think does, um I don't prioritize it over everything. Like I said, like, okay, we have to go to practice tomorrow. Oh, we have practice. We have to do work. But like, we get to go to practice. Like, yay! Like, let's go to practice. I'm excited. So I don't know. I just get excited about things that like I used to not get excited about, because I would dread them, or because mentally I was exhausted. And even though like, yeah, I can feel mentally exhausted sometimes, I don't let it take over. And I think that just shows a lot of growth in me. And yeah. So I like who Keegan is today. And although I'm not perfect, and I mean, I definitely don't love everything about me. I'm still trying to change and become, but I mean, I'm although I'm not obviously perfect, and I make mistakes and I mess up and I say the wrong thing and I act out or I overreact to a lot of things. That doesn't mean that no. Oopsies. It doesn't mean that I should love myself any less just because I'm not perfect, or uh, you know. So just love yourself a little bit more, and prioritize your mental health and the things that you want in life, because I now can see very clearly the things that I want in life, the people that I want to be surrounded with in my daily life, the things that I want to accomplish, the goals that I want to reach, I don't know, but I know now like what I want and who I am, and that's all I can ask for, I guess, is really just to know who I am. And I know who I am, and I love who I am, and that is what I call growth, my friends. Another thing that I kind of wanted to touch on, because I feel like I've been feeling this a lot lately, um, is I've seen people talk about it on TikTok, and I don't necessarily know what you would call it, but basically the gifted kid burnout, I guess. When I was younger, they had me take a test. I'm pretty sure everybody takes the gifted test. And for some reason, somehow I scored a certain score on this test and was placed into gifted classes along with other students. Sorry, my sister. But I was placed in gifted classes along with other kids in my grade. This was in second grade, or I took the test in second grade, was placed in gifted in third grade. And so in the gifted classes, they would have us do more advanced math, I think advanced reading. They would have us do, maybe I didn't do reading because I don't think I'm gifted in reading. Maybe I am, I don't remember. Superior cognitive, I know I'm gifted in, which was like, actually, I don't even know what that means, but I know the old classes at my old school, we would do like coding and like puzzles and like that kind of problem solving, like that kind of stuff. I don't know exactly what superior cognitive is. I just know that I've heard it many times throughout my life. So yeah. And I'm pretty sure that my dad was in gifted classes. I can't remember exactly. And then my younger brother was in gifted classes as well. But so I was in gifted at my current school. They only do like gifted classes up until 6th grade, which is where you would like go into a different classroom with the other gifted kids and do the advanced math or the problem solving things or whatever. And then from 7th grade on, I've just been in like advanced classes. So I took Algebra 1 my 8th grade year, which I'm pretty sure some schools, like, you have to do that anyways. I've seen people talk about being in Algebra 1 in 8th grade and they're not in gifted. So I'm pretty sure that, I don't know. In 7th grade, I was in like the advanced math group, I guess. My sophomore year, I took geometry. This year, I'm taking algebra. Oh, wait. My freshman year, I took geometry. Sophomore year, I took algebra 2. I'm now taking our advanced math. I don't know. Yeah. And then I think next year I'm taking calc or pre-calc. So I was put in like advanced, at least in math, because in our school, like the reading, we didn't have like a advanced. I mean, now we have like AP Lit, AP Lang, but I've always been more advanced in like the math side of things and problem solving, those kinds of things. But as I've gotten older and math isn't coming, it mainly it's just math. Like in school, I guess, isn't coming as easy to me. Like my freshman year, I had a 4.0 GPA 3/4 out of the 4 quarters of the year, I believe. I think 1 quarter I had like a 3.8 or 3.9 because I had a B in a class or something. But then my sophomore year, I started kind of falling off a little bit, which is kind of just where I like kind of just lost my motivation to do school and myself and just whatever. And I still had like a 3.6, 3.7 GPA, but it wasn't the straight A 4.0 like I had my freshman year and how I had wanted to have. And now I'm kind of rolling with a cumulative of like a 3.7, I believe. And our last grade or report card, I think I had like a 3.6 GPA or something. I don't remember. It doesn't matter. But the point of me saying that is because I strive on academic validation like so strongly. If I get a bad grade on like a test or like if I have bad grades in a class, I automatically am just like not feeling it. But as I've gotten older and like classes are getting harder and I took a math test today and like I barely knew what I was doing. Like I didn't understand really what was going on, and I take good notes in math class. I pay attention in math. Like I know, like I sometimes can understand it, but then like I don't. Sorry, she's opening chocolate. But I just, I don't feel as smart as I once did. And it sucks, especially when the other kids that I was in these gifted classes with are like, boom, when it comes to math, and they're so smart. And like, even like our English or whatever, they are so smart people. And we were all in the same gifted class. And so now I'm like, okay, why am I getting dumber? Like, that's what I feel like. And I know that's not the case. It's just like, obviously, as you get older, I am so sorry that I keep having to pause the video. But I just kind of feel not smart anymore. And I've also, I'm trying my best with what I can, like with my classes and stuff. And I still have a good GPA, and like, because that's what I care about. Like, again, I just am striving on academic validation. And I care about like what my GPA is and what my grades are. And with where I'm at, I have a good GPA still. I might not be the smartest, but I'm not where I used to be, where like school was like my priority and school was my number one thing, you know what I mean? So like, yeah, I might not have the biggest motivation for school anymore or like the best GPA, but it's because I'm not over stressing school, because I know school is important, but it is not like the number one thing, like over your mental health or like your well-being. Does that make sense? So it just takes a minute to get there and to realize that, but once you do, it's relieving a little bit, I guess. I don't know. I still don't like my grades, but we're not going to talk about that. So yeah. I was trying to look at my notes that I have written. And another thing that I've kind of had to do this year with growing, with personal growth, is getting out of my comfort zone, which is very difficult to do. It is very hard to do. And if you're comfortable with something or in a certain place, you don't want to like leave that place. You don't want to be uncomfortable. But if you don't ever go out of your comfort zone, you're never going to grow as a person. My sister's yelling. You're never going to grow as a person. And for the longest time, I kind of was just stuck doing the same things all the time and like being in the same spot because it was comfortable and it worked for me. And I fear failure more than anything. I hate failure. I hate rejection. I just like all of that I hate. And so I've never been like bold or like the one to take the first step to like try something new. I never have been like that because I fear failure so much. And I don't know. I, for whatever reason, just have done things that I've had to step out of my comfort zone for. Like this year, I tried stunting. 2024. I tried stunting for the first time. I've never been a flyer, ever. I've always been a base. And I flew for the first time at our cheer lock-in. And I was scared to do it. I didn't want to do it. And then I did. And it was completely fine. And I had fun. And I did it again. I did it twice. Like, I don't know. It's, it feels good, though, when you do something going out of your comfort zone to do something. I've just, I'm kind of prone to just, like, finding something that works and is easy and is comfortable and sticking to that. And that's why I feel like I've never really grown. I kind of haven't really grown until recently. Not, like, months ago recently, like, in the last year and a half, 2 years. Because I have gone out of my comfort zone in many different aspects of my life. And, getting out of my comfort zone has not only made me more brave, I guess, but it's also brought me things that make me very happy and make me very, I don't know, given me great experiences. And I feel like it's really helped me live, I guess. So I hope that this coming year, as in 2025, as if it's not already February, I hope that this year I can grow more although I like where I'm at now, there's still room for growth, obviously. And I hope that I can come to terms with other things in my life that maybe I don't want to, and kind of come to get to a place of peace with it, in many different aspects of my life. Again, there's like not one specific thing that I'm talking about. I'm kind of just like talking about a lot of things. I keep looking out my window when I'm talking, and I don't know why, but I don't know. But I just hope that I can continue to step out of my comfort zone, I hope I can continue to stay uncomfortable, because if you're uncomfortable, that means that you are living, and I'm okay with that. And I hope I can continue to bring peace to myself and those around me, and bring comfort to myself and those around me, and really find comfort in where I am in life. You know what I mean? And I think that with all of that being said, I really actually hit all of the bullet points that I wanted to, and I didn't even really look at this sticky notes. This was a very deep podcast, I feel, and I didn't mean for it to be, but I'm glad that it was. And this might not be the funny, I guess my podcasts aren't really funny, but like this might not be funny, and it might not really make you smile, but I hope that it makes you realize that you're not alone, and that there are other people that go through things that you might also go through or have gone through. And just that you're a human being, and you're gonna make mistakes, and you're gonna do things that maybe you shouldn't do. It might be things that are bad for your mental health or for you, but eventually and it could take 10 years. It could take a month. You can't predict when it's going to happen, but you'll find comfort within yourself, and you will grow as a person. And I guess a lot of that to say that whatever you're feeling right now, it will pass. Because I know that when I was in those dark times, and many different times in my life, that I didn't think that the feeling would ever go away, and then I felt like I was just going to be like this forever, and I was going to be stuck with all this pain forever and feel it forever. And although I still do feel it, I think I've bandaged my wounds pretty well. And it just kind of took myself. It kind of just took me having to be strong and take that step to do it. I had to actually like put in effort to heal. And although I don't feel like I've really healed from anything in my life, I don't let it overtake me. And I think that's what's really important. Obviously, you need to heal from things that have happened to you, but how you handle situations and how you handle things that happen to you will really make or break you. You know? So, don't forget that your mental health is important. Don't forget that you don't have to be anything for anyone, that you are strong, and that your body's a vessel that needs food, and you're beautiful just how you are. You're absolutely perfect just how you are. And take a minute for yourself. It's not selfish. It's not. Take a minute for yourself and just breathe, because you're going to be okay. I'm a prime example of you're going to be okay, and things will work out in the end. I'm a prime example of that. So, you're going to be okay. I promise. It might not feel like it right now, or, whatever. I don't know. But you're going to be okay. I promise. And, yeah. That was a lot. But I think I needed it more than you guys might need it. So, I don't know. I think I'm gonna go. I think I need to go watch my sister. But I love you guys so much. Thank you so much for watching. Like it if you want to, subscribe if you want to. Don't forget that you're important. You are needed. You are so, so loved. And I love you. And thank you for watching. This has been Been There, Done That. And yeah. Bye.